여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon So-hwa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, K-culture and photos, and we have a special pianist joining us for Hallyu People today. So with that, let's dive in. And joining us on today's show is my co-host Walter Lee. Walter, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, Soa, and happy Wednesday to everyone watching K-Culture Dive today. I'm Walter Lee, here to co-host alongside Soa and always bring you the latest in K-entertainment stories.
All right, we're going to kick off with K-Enter News, Walter.
Yep.
And we're going to start with an event that I've been following in the past days, the Met Gala in New York. And it once again welcomed a star-studded lineup. But I think we are more concentrating on the Korean artists there, right?
Yes, it's great to see that Korean artists are popping up in all these global events. But K-pop artists, including BLACKPINK and aespa's Karina and Ningning, made a striking appearance at the Met Gala on Monday local time, the world's premier fashion charity event. Now, BLACKPINK members drew widespread attention with outfits that reflected their distinct personal styles. For example, Jennie and Jisoo showed their elegance in sky blue and pink dresses, each paired with a sophisticated updo hairstyle. Meanwhile, Rose and Lisa stood out with their bold and black and white pieces that highlighted their individual flair. Now, as I mentioned before, in attendance was Karina and Ningning from aespa, as well as singer-songwriter-producer Lee Jae, who sang for the fictional girl group Huntrix's Rumi in the Netflix animated film K-pop Demon Hunters, as well as another actor from that movie called An Hyo-sop, who voiced the character of Jinwoo.
They all looked stunning and amazing and were stealing the spotlight there.
Yes.
Now, Walter, yesterday was Children's Day here in Korea.
Right.
That's why K-Culture Dive took a day off because it's a national holiday. But on Children's Day, we don't just celebrate children, but it is really historically a day where we try to advance the rights of children and also children's dignity. And especially, it was a day to foster independence during the period of Japanese colonial rule. And on this meaningful day, a number of celebrities made some meaningful donations, I heard.
Yes, and those donations were to places such as hospitals and welfare organizations. So, for example, Samsung Medical Center announced on Tuesday that Chang Min of TVXQ, or Dongbang Shingi, donated 55 million Korean won. That's just over $37,000, which will go toward supporting pediatric and adolescent patients facing financial hardship. Also, singer and actress IU also contributed by donating 50 million Korean won, roughly around $34,000, to the Korean Society of Children and Welfare. The donation was made under the name IU Yuena, a combination of her fan club and also her name. So yes, as well as actress Han Ji-min, who gave up 50 million won to JTS, which is Join Together Society. The contribution will be used to support those in need, including initiatives aimed at reducing global child hunger and expanding access to education for children.
And those were just a few names. I believe many more celebrities did some noble deeds on this very meaningful day.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Thank you very much, Walter, for those updates. Stick
No
around.
worries.
And now let's move over to our AR anchor Arang for more on the culture front. Arang.
Thanks, Swa. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism and the Korea Tourism Organization announced on Wednesday that discounts are being offered on train ticket reservations for foreign tourists until June 3rd. In partnership with the online travel agency Klook, a 6,000 won discount coupon is being issued, available for use immediately once a ticket is purchased. The promotion was launched to boost regional tourism through expanded rail access and comes in line with the platform's launching of real-time train ticket booking service for international visitors to Korea that went live on April 20th. As the South Korean government continues to strengthen strategies linking the popularity of K-culture and overseas expansion of related industries, new expert analysis is pointing at potential growth in Africa. According to research from the Korea Institute for International Economic Policy, between 2014 and 2023, the number of Hallyu fan club members worldwide increased 6.5 times, while in Africa alone it surged 196 times during the same period. The report included that the affinity is not limited to content consumption, but is also translating into the purchase of Korean consumer goods, with K-beauty being exported to 41 African countries and K-food to 35. The country with the highest growth rate for K-culture-related consumer goods exports from 2021 to 2024 was Zambia. The Children's Day holiday on May 5th contributed to the number of visitors to the 2026 Goyang International Flower Exhibition surpassing a cumulative total of 200,000, according to the Flower Foundation affiliated with Goyang City on Tuesday. Groups of visitors, including families and couples, gathered at major exhibition spots to enjoy the full bloom of spring flowers. Aspects of this year's exhibition that are gaining particular popularity are the sensory-driven hands-on events. The flower exhibition runs at Isan Lake Park until May 10th. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. Let's read these words on the screen. 엄마, mom, 아빠, dad. 어린이, child or children. 어버이 or 부모 means parents. And finally, 가족 means family. In Korea, May is often called Family Month, a time to celebrate the people closest to us. Just yesterday was Children's Day. Across the country, children filled parks and plazas, enjoying circus festivals, outdoor concerts, and special performances. A day that puts their happiness in the spotlight. And coming up is Parents' Day. You'll notice pink and red carnations everywhere, a symbol of love and gratitude. Some families even make traditional filial piety lanterns, adding a personal touch to the celebration. But beyond the gifts and events, photos like these tell quite a story. Families simply spending time together. In fact, surveys show that what children value most is not presents or big outings, but a happy, loving family. So maybe the greatest gift isn't something you buy, but the time you share. Traditional ceremonies, outdoor weddings, city hall gardens, even small but special weddings. This is what weddings look like for Korea's young generations today. Instead of expensive, tightly scheduled ceremonies, many couples are choosing something more personal, like public garden weddings, where you can celebrate at your own pace, often at a fraction of the cost. Some couples are taking their weddings outdoors, posing for photos in open fields with Hallasan Mountain as a breathtaking backdrop. Others are choosing public venues like Solomon Wedding Garden, keeping things simple, affordable, and meaningful. And then there are the truly unique ones. Sports day weddings where guests join in games, or even poolside ceremonies that feel more like a party. Behind this shift is a simple idea: less pressure, more meaning. So, if it were your wedding, what would it look like? Did any of the weddings you saw today stand out to you? Cute, collectible, and sometimes unexpected. To celebrate Family Month, Korea is releasing special stamps featuring the beloved animation Princess Catch Teeny Pink, so popular that fans are already anticipating long lines. But stamps here aren't just for kids. This October, a stamp honoring Faker, often called the greatest in esports, will be released, marking the first time a gamer is featured on a Korean stamp. It reflects how gaming, once seen as niche, is now part of mainstream culture. Other stamps highlight different sides of Korea, from the precision of the black eagles to the quiet scenic beauty of Jeju's volcanic hills known as Orum. And then there are these. Stamps featuring baby animals paired with traditional Korean names, some unfamiliar today but rooted in history, capturing a deep appreciation for life, language, and the natural world. So even something as small as a stamp can carry stories, culture, and a sense of time. A toy's life may be short, but it's often filled with love. At a toy hospital, broken toys that might have been thrown away are finding their way back to children. On the walls, handwritten notes, each one telling a small story from what's broken to why it matters. Here, retired engineers and technicians become toy doctors, carefully repairing each piece free of charge. For them, it's more than a hobby. It's a way to give back. Once repaired, the toys are cleaned and returned, ready to be loved all over again. And perhaps what's being restored isn't just a toy, but something deeper. It's a quiet story, seen, but a meaningful one, where generations come together, not just to repair what's broken, but to pass on care, patience, and time. What we are really holding on to might not be just a toy, but the memories that come with it. Across Korea this month, celebrations may look different, but at the heart of it all is a simple idea: the people we love and the moments we choose to hold on to.
For today's Hallyu People, we are joined by Korean-Dutch pianist Gile Bae, or Bae Gil in Korean, an artist drawing attention from the European classical music world. Born in Rotterdam in the Netherlands and having swept international competitions from an early age, she has focused not on the glamour of competition, but on the performance itself and cultivating a distinctive musical world of her own. Let's welcome Gile Bae into the studio. Hello, Gil.
Hello,
it's
Gil.
an honor to have you here.
Hello everyone, I'm Gile Bae and I'm here at Arirang TV. I'm really delighted to be here.
All right, we're so happy to have you here, Gil. And you have a very special performance coming up in just a few days. Your first recital in Korea. You're going to meet the Korean audiences here in Korea, which is where your roots are. So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's different because this is the first time I'm on Korean soil giving a performance. Of course, I've performed in Europe, in South America, in America, and I'm coming back to the roots, and this is a special moment for me, and it's actually a celebration of me being part Korean, of course.
That must be a very special feeling for you, especially that you are coming back to Korea. But for your first recital program, you selected Bach's Goldberg's Variations. Was there a particular reason why you chose this?
Well, I have a special connection with music of Bach because when I was in the belly of my mother, when she was pregnant, she's a violinist and she practiced a lot of Bach. And I used to cry a lot when I was a baby, and apparently I calmed down by the music of Bach. So I have a special connection with the music of Bach. The Goldberg Variations, I think it's the Bible of the music of Bach, especially for pianists, and like Dante in poetry, let's say. And so, you know, it's a huge universe with all small universes inside which co-lives together. And I think the beauty of this piece, it's so much harmony between emotional depth, intellectual, architectural structure. So it's the world of Bach put in one piece.
I mean, no wonder you are being described as a Bach specialist, and I see now the connection that you have already.
Well, I think more than a specialist, I'm a big fan and lover of Bach. It's
right.
I prefer that.
For our viewers who might not be familiar, is there anything else that you want to mention about Bach? What really draws you deeply to his music?
I think it's the most pure way of making music for me. I grew up as a Christian, and I think it's the direct connection between the soul and something which is called God. I think it brings you so much freedom, and the more you play it, you feel more freedom. It has this, I call it swing, let's say, but it's almost like a human heartbeat. And this you can feel a lot in the music of Bach. So it's very human and divine at the same time.
Now, Gile, you, if I'm correct, you started to play piano since the age of 5, and even before that, you started off with a violin.
Yes, right.
Because of your mom, I guess, as well.
Yes.
So you were named a child prodigy when you were small, and I mean, you also performed actually in an orchestra when you were 5 with a Korean orchestra,
yes,
I think,
it
as well.
was.
So it was
Yes.
not. So the upcoming recital is the first recital in Korea, but you did already perform in Korea before. So when you look back at your childhood and the artist that you have become right now, is there any defining moment in your growth?
Well, I think I'm still that little girl, 5 years old, going on stage and doing the thing I really love to do. I didn't feel it as a must thing to do when I was 5. And the same thing now, I'm 30 and I'm still, you know, getting on stage and I just do something I really love to do. Of course, age brings with more responsibility, let's say. So I think during my 30 years of life and 25 years as a pianist, the growth is actually every day, and especially the first 15 years of my life I've been practicing. I've been at the Conservatory of The Hague, at the Academy of Imola, so you're focused on practicing, so building your foundations. And as time goes by and you start to fly free in the real world, especially, you know, as an artist, it's quite difficult to find your own voice. And I think my main focus for the last 15 years has been to find my own voice. So, you know, I have many respect for all the artists in the world, and everybody, you know, are expressing their feelings and their thoughts through music. And my goal is to be authentic in myself and try to out that in the most natural way possible.
Right, and actually us three share something in common, is that we have Korean roots, but we all grew up in different countries. Right. For example, so we're in Germany, me in Australia, you in Netherlands. So maintaining those Korean roots, how has this identity influenced your music interpretation and artistic voice?
Yeah, it's funny because I was actually just talking to, and it's, you know, of course I have been living most of the time of my childhood in the Netherlands, and this brings, I think, more, looking at the culture of the Netherlands, it's very direct, it's analytical. So I think it has been perfect to practice, you know, to build a foundation which is, you know, built on doing things, the proper things. I have lived 15 years in Italy for my studies, and as you can see, there's, you know, Italians have more passion, of course. There's more sensitivity, you know, and this is quite similar, I have to say, to the Koreans. They're passionate, they have this fire, and I think these two connections of these countries, either it's Korean, Italian, or the Dutch, somehow it comes together and that shapes you as a person. So being back in Korea and having finding my Korean roots again, this will certainly bring also more perspective into my playing, for sure.
I think we can all relate to a lot of that, what you said right now.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So also, like, the classical music world is often seen as having like distinct cultural traditions. From your experiences, what differences do you see between, let's say, the classical music environments and like of Europe and of Korea?
Well, of course, the classical music, mainly the origin of there is the traditional European countries, right? I mean, Lyrica, so it's from Italy. Many classical composers are from Germany, so there's a historical drive, and it's in Europe very appreciated when you are, how do you say, more philological. And I think in Korea there's a lot of discipline, I have to say, and this we can also see from outside of Korea. Koreans, especially in the music world, are known for their discipline, for their strength, and for going for their goal. I think having both of it, so the traditional background from the European countries where the classical music actually is born, together with this drive, either it's Korean or something learned from Italy or the Netherlands, I think it's a good combination. It's a very good combination.
Right. No, Gile, I used to play the violin in Germany as well since I was around 6 or 7 years old. But back then, when it came to Korean music, K-pop and also K-food, all of that, people in Germany were not familiar with that, but these days it's huge. So Hallyu is really expanding across Europe. You probably felt it in Italy and the Netherlands as well. But what about Korean classical musicians? Are they also receiving interest in Europe right now?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, especially the young people, and of course competitions play a huge role in letting the European countries know about these Korean talents. And it's still growing, and it's actually incredible to see how this is also developing in Korea. So it's, you know, to be very honest, until 10 years ago, especially Asian pianists, they were known for their fantastic technique and the virtuosity. But of course, that's not what music is all about. It's not about how fast you move your fingers. It's also about the emotional depth you can give into a piece. And this is growing, and yeah, it makes me proud to see that. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And you recently released a new album through Universal Music. Congratulations first for releasing that album. And with this album, what message or artistic vision did you most hope to convey through this recording or record?
Well, the last recording with Universal is about Bach and Schumann. And I think these composers, they go really well together. As I said, Bach is the apotheosis of classical music. I think it's the big grandfather, the godfather of classical music. And Schumann, although his terrible life, but he's, I think, the most romantic composer in musical history. And I wanted to show that even though there are two completely different worlds, universes, they still make a big part of one thing, and that's music itself, and it's all connected.
And Gile, you are also scheduled to perform with chamber musicians of the Asia Philharmonic, and who are directed under Maestro Chung Myung-hun or Myung-hun Chung. So what are you looking forward to about this performance?
Well, I'm very excited to play in chamber music setting. It's a perfect way to share musical intelligence, musical intellectual, visions, and of course with the soloists of the APO, I'm expecting that these intentions will be very deep, and that it's a learning process also for me. And it's always nice to listen to good musicians, and of course I have a lot of respect and admiration for Maestro Chung, and yeah, I'm really looking forward. Yeah.
We are too. And also, do you have maybe other upcoming plans or goals that you could share with us and our viewers?
Actually, I'm working on some social impact projects, so especially in South America. This is quite a project I have my heart close to. And this is to bring people who have no access to classical music, to bring them closer to music, because I think it's really important, not because you have to become a musician, but I think listening to classical music, understanding classical music, brings you more sensitivity, more, insight, and it opens your creative mind. And this I would like to give also to people who cannot access this directly because they have not the possibilities, or economically, or because they're too far from a theater. And so, yeah, bringing classical music closer to the common people, I think this is one of my projects. And of course, going on like this and keep growing as an artist, learning from where I can learn, and yeah, just continue growing. That's my goal. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Gile, for sharing your story with us today, especially just a couple of days away from your recital. Thank you very much, and we're going to wish you the best for the performance and your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here pretty soon.
See you soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.